HTML paragraphs. So in HTML paragraphs, we are going to see paragraph element. Paragraph element contains and displays a block of text. They are among the common text-based HTML elements. They are block level, which means it is as wide as its parent element and as tall as its content height. Let's see how they are written in VS Code. So next, let's look at paragraphs. So I'm just going to write a comment here. Paragraphs. And as we saw, a paragraph is a block of text. So, and it is represented by a p tag. So I'm just going to simply write here h1, heading for paragraphs, and then I write a p tag, and then I write this is a paragraph. This is my paragraph. And then I'm just going to write another paragraph. So I will say this is another paragraph. And these are two paragraphs for now. And I'm just going to write one more paragraph. So here on the next line, I'm just going to write one paragraph, and I'm going to show you a trick for generating a random text very fast. So VS Code comes what we call VS Code has this thing called Rorem. So Rorem can help you generate random text, any amount of text you want. So for instance, you can simply write a number after Rorem. So just say Rorem, and then you put a number like 30, and then press enter. So it will generate 30 random numbers, random texts to create your paragraphs. So you don't have to write the text. You simply just write the Rorem, and then you indicate a number, and then it will generate random texts equivalent to that number. So having written all this, let's go back to our browser and see how it has been rendered. Okay, so you can look here. I have a heading paragraph, and then I have these three paragraphs as we saw in the code editor. HTML formatting elements. Formatting elements were designed to display special type of text. For instance, bolding the text, the way we do in other programs, like in Word, Microsoft Word. So here, these formatting elements are used in the same context, like bolding text, highlighting important text, italicizing text, emphasizing text, marking text, having smaller text, deleted text, and inserted text. So let's see how some of these formatting elements are written in VS Code. Okay, so next is HTML formatting elements. Okay, so we said these elements, they are the same. They give the special look to the text. And I've written here a comment, HTML formatting elements. So in a new line, I'm just going to generate some random text, like 30 words. And if I save, Prettier is going to format this nicely for me. So I'm just going to use some of these formatting elements, format this text. So I've we have a number of them here. We have B for bold, strong for important text, and all this list goes down like that. So I'm just going to demonstrate some here. So the first one we are going to look at is bold. So simply write B, put some text wrapped in a B tag, and that's it, representing bold. And then I'm just going also to write here strong to emphasize on the important text. And then the next one, I'm just going to write I for italic text. And then the next one is going to be mark for marked text. And I think you can try out others like small, del, ins, sub, and superscript. You can see here I've given the description of them. Del is for deleted text, ins for inserted text, sub for subscript text, and s sup as superscript text. So you try out them. I've just tried a few of them here, show you how they work. So let's see how they look like in the browser. So when you go to the browser, scroll down. So you can see our text is here. The bold text is bold. Let me just write a comment on top here. H1 HTML formatted elements. Okay, so here you can see that bold text is just the normal bold, and strong is actually the same as bold. And then you can look at the italic text, and then you can look also at marked text. Yeah, so those are some of the elements. Those are some of the formatting elements. You can explore all those ones and look at them, and you see how they operate. So next, let's look at lists. Lists are divided into two: unordered lists and ordered lists. Unordered lists, in addition to organizing text in paragraph form, you can also display content in an easy to read list. In HTML, you can use an ordered list tag UL to create a list of items in a no particular order. An ordered list outlines individual list items with a bullet point. Let's see an ordered list in VS Code. Okay, next is lists. So I've written here comment list, and I'm just going to write here a heading saying lists. So down here, I'm just going to start with the unordered list, and they are represented by UL tag. And in the UL tag, I'm just going to write a list item. So UL is the list tag, and then the li tag is the list item tag. So write the list item, and under li tag, you can write text saying list 1, list item 1. You can copy this text, and duplicate it many times by Ctrl V. So you say Ctrl C, then Ctrl V multiple times, and you can write there list item 2, list item 3, and so on. So let's preview this in the browser. Let's preview this in the browser, and you can look at our list. You can look at the list, the ordered lists. Okay, I have not put the heading. So let's go back and put here a heading saying the ordered. This is the unordered list. So just write here, simply write here H3 and write an ordered list. So when we preview this back to the browser, and you can see we have the unordered lists, and they are numbered with bullets. Okay, so let's continue. So go back to the code editor and let's look at the ordered list. So just write h3 and write ordered list as so. Ordered lists are represented by the OL tag. Okay, so write the OL tag here, and in the OL tag write the list item li tag as so, and just simply copy it several times to 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So when we preview this in the browser, we have the unordered list, and then we have our ordered list. So the ordered lists are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and like so. Okay. HTML links or hyperlinks. HTML links are hyperlinks. You can click on a link and jump onto another document. When you move the mouse over a link, the mouse arrow will turn into a little hand. A note: a link does not have to be a text. A link can be an image or any other HTML element, as we are going to see throughout the course. Now, as you see, the links are divided into two. Links, they take up URLs. So from this syntax of a link, you can see that the href takes up a URL. Now, these URLs are divided into two categories. We have the absolute URLs, and then we have relative URLs. Absolute URLs are URLs that link to a web address like www.google.com. But relative URLs are links that link to a page within the same website. Or a blog page, that one is what you call a relative URL. So let's see how links are written in the VS Code. Okay, so next are links. So I'm just going to come here and write a comment: links. So we had previously seen the links in one of our videos, and we said it is written with a and given an attribute called href. And then in this href, you can just go on Google and copy google.com, come and paste it here, and then you can write a text saying visit Google. So in a new line, I'm just going to simply duplicate this and then put there youtube.com and then put visit YouTube. So these are the links. One is visiting google.com and another one is visiting youtube.com. And these type of links that are linking to the external web pages are the one called absolute URLs. So you say the absolute URLs, they link to the external pages, and then the relative URLs link to the pages within that very website. Okay, so I've just put here links with absolute URLs, and then you can see them in the browser. If you click on Google, it goes to google.com, and if I click on visit YouTube, they go to youtube.com. That's how you saw the links. Okay, so here I'm just going to create a new page, and I'm just going to call it blog.html, and I'm just going to write there h1 saying this is a blog page. So on the blog page, I'm just going to write there another link. I'm just going to write there another link linking to our index.html, and simply put a ./index.html, and it will just meaning that it is taking you to linking you back to the index.html. And this type of link that is linking to another web page within the same website is what you call relative path or relative URL. Okay, So this is like going to the indexed HTML. So in the index HTML, I'm just going to write there links with relative path. I'm just going to write there an anchor tag, and I give it also a link saying go to blog page, right? Okay, so I'm just going to write another link, one more link, which is going to be the contact page. I've created here a file called contact, and in that file I've written their contact page, and then I've linked to index.html like so. Write a link and then put index.html, and then put a text saying go back to the index page. And then on the index page, I'm just going to simply write here another tag that is also linking to the contact page like so. And we said again that these path or these URLs that are linking to the same page within the same website are called relative path. Okay, so when I go to the browser, you can see that I have links with absolute path and links with relative path. Relative path, they link to the pages within the same website, and then the absolute path, they link to websites in other web pages. Next are images. All of the elements you have learned about so far, headings, paragraphs, lists, share one thing in common. They are composed of entirely text. What if you want to add content to your page, web page, that isn't composed of text, like images? The image tag allows you to add an image to a web page. Most elements require both opening and closing tags, but the image tag is a self-closing tag. Note that the end of the image tag has a /. Self-closing tags may include or omit the final /. Both will render properly. The image tag has a required attribute called src. The src attribute might be set to the image source or the location of the image. In this case, the value of the source must be the uniform resource locator, URL, of the image. A URL is the web address or a local address where a file is stored. As we saw in links, we also have the absolute URLs and you have relative URL. So if the image is stored online and you are putting its link online, that is absolute URL. And if the link is stored on the locally on the machine, that is a relative URL. So let's see how to do or how to write images in VS Code. Let's look at images. I'm just going to put here a heading showing images, and just go to pixabay.com and then search maybe for a programmer. By the way, Pixabay is a place where you can get free copyright free photos. So go to Pixabay and search for any photo. I'm just searching here for a programmer, and I'm just going to grab this photo, click on free download. I'm downloading as smallest as possible, download. So download this image and then bring it to the folder where you are working from in the lesson 1 folder. Simply paste it there. Okay. So after pasting it, go back to the code and you can see it there. Okay. So image tag is represented by img, and then it also takes a source attribute. The source attribute takes the path or takes the URL to where the image is stored. and the images take the same links the way we did as in links. So say dot slash, and you'll see the image. VS Code is suggesting for you already. Put the image there and it shows like that. So here alt tag takes the description of the image. So write the image of the programmer like so. So let's preview this in the browser, and you see it looks like that. So you look at our image right now, it is big, so we can give more attributes like width and height. So here I'm just going to write another attribute called width, and then specify a figure like 200. Go back to the browser, and you can see our image is now relatively small. Okay, so you can use height or you can use width, they all work. And that's the image tag. So next are videos. In addition to images, HTML also supports displaying videos. Like the image element, the video element requires a source attribute with a link to the video source. Unlike the image element, however, the video element requires an opening and a closing tag. Let's see how videos are written in VS Code. Okay, so let's look right now. Let's look at the videos. So how can we put videos, or how can we render videos? So I just put a comment here, videos, and then I'm just going to put here a video tag. So video tag is unlike the image tag, which is self-closing tag. Image video has opening tag and then closing tag, and it also takes in a source or where the image or the path where the video is stored. So let's go back to Pixabay, and then instead of searching for an image, we can search for a video. So I'm just going to type here rain, something like rain, and then go to videos and just grab any video. So I think any video here will work. You can just simply download any video of your own choice. So I'm seeing here like a train. Okay, I'm just going to download this one. Click on free download and simply download it like so. It downloads here in the corner. So simply copy this video and take it to our folder, and I've renamed it train. Okay, so come here to the video, and here on the source tag of the video, simply put ./train. VS Code will suggest that for you. Put train.mp4 like so. So when you go back to the browser, right, you can see our videos there, and it has no anything like control, like a play or anything. So go back to the VS Code. Let's give some attributes, and the first attribute is controls. So when you write controls, just as simple as that, it has no value. And when you go back to the browser, you see we have the play button, we have this other all button of volume, widescreen, and all these ones. So you can play. You see we can play it, and it plays like that. You can pause, and basically it gives you all the things that you can do with videos. Okay, let's go back to VS Code. So when you go back to VS Code, you can actually give more attributes, like also width and height. So just give it some width, something like you can just give it something like what, guys? Like 200 pixels. So when you go back to the browser, you can see it there. It has become small, and it still have all the controls. It has the play, the volume. You get. So you can even define height instead. and it also does the same thing. So when you go back, you can see that it has a height of 200. And with that, guys, that's how we show videos, and that's how we write videos in VS Code. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.